identify your creative flair as one of two things, either sewing or paper crafting. Am I right? Now those two crafting camps can blend together in a beautiful way over one new crafting tool. A brand new sewing machine has the paper artist in mind and the ability to blend fabric with paper and felt and leather and metallics. It's so cool. We had to preview what is happening when needle and thread meet modern paper crafts. Aly Dosdall is here to explain. It's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Is there, I just described a lot there, a lot of mediums, a lot of project possibilities. Is there a technique term for this?
Yeah, we like to call it multimedia crafting, multimedia sewing. So it just like you said, mixing different materials, different textures, different types of crafts into one project.
Now here's the thing, paper crafters have been sewing on paper for a long time.
They have.
So what's new about this?
Yes, so this is a technique where you can use thicker floss, twine, metallic threads, which all jam up a regular sewing machine. So in the past you'd have to do that by hand, piercing each hole with a paper piercer and stitching by hand, which takes forever, but it looks great. So now we can do it on a machine, which takes so much faster.
Exciting, really exciting. It's
Very
a new
exciting
possibility that I'm surprised hasn't been introduced until now.
Yes.
What's this machine called?
Okay, this is called the Stitch Happy Sewing Machine.
I know. It looks like a Stitch Happy sewing machine.
Yeah, and it's from We Are Memory Keepers. And
cute.
Yeah, that was the first thing I was going to point out is this looks fabulous sitting on your craft table. In your craft room, right? It's like a modern retro kind of a style.
Totally.
It comes in mint and blush, pink, and it's just adorable. So
it's so rare to get that modern meets vintage style and get it right. And look, I would buy that and not even have to feel like I need to use it just because it would be a pop of decoration.
Exactly.
But we do want to use it too. Show us some project possibilities.
Okay, so we'll start back here with just some regular fabric projects. And this is, you know, just some flannel and some ribbon. But what's fun is that you've used baker's twine. We've sewed this with baker's twine, which, I mean, like I said, if you use that in your regular sewing machine, you're going to kill it. So it's great that you can do that. And again, on this felt, we've stitched two pieces of felt together. So it's the motor's enhanced, so you can go through lots of layers and get a lot of texture and depth. And then this is the floss as well, so you can see that's a very defined stitching, which normally you would do that by hand with some floss, but you can do that with a machine now.
This would normally take you hours. And how long did this banner take you to stitch?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So
this is darling too, kind of tapping into that rainbow trend.
Yeah, that'd be great for a nursery, right?
Super cute, totally. Yeah. What have you done up front?
Okay, so these are paper projects. So you can do it with home decor. We've added just a stitch around that kindness phrase just to give it some definition.
And it's that detail that really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Exactly.
When you look closely.
And when you stitch it with the thicker floss or twine or metallic thread, it just pops a lot more.
Well, that's another great point. Regular thread could easily get lost in a busy project like this, but because it's thicker, a little more, you know, texture to it, you're going to see it that much more.
And this is a perfect example of multimedia crafting where we've got paper in the background, we've got fabric in the front, and then you've used some really fun decorative floss to get that decorative look.
Love it, love it. Cards not being left out?
Yep, cards, absolutely. This is great. I mean, you can really see this decorative stitching here. And the neat thing is this machine does straight stitches, it does zigzag stitches, it does a scallop stitch. You can also make buttons with it. So you can do everything you would with a regular sewing machine, like the buttonholes, but you can also use the thick floss and the twine and get these really neat custom looks.
And you mentioned the enhanced motor, so it can go through more than just paper.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do paper, felt, leather, you can just stack it up. Yeah, so look over here, we've got some felt. This is thick, stiff felt. This is not flimsy felt. So it easily goes right through that with the floss. We've got some really thick upholstery fabric here, and this is faux leather. So that
and you did this on this machine?
Yeah, right through. Went right through all of that, no problem. Easy peasy.
Well, leather projects are so popular. We've seen at least a dozen in the last year. Here on the show, that leather medium is so enticing for the modern decorator. So there you go.
Yeah. So, and this is just a canvas bag, and again, this is felt, so this is a pretty thick project, and it easily goes through there with the twine and the floss. More flannel over here. This is a cute little tooth fairy pillow. Isn't that adorable?
That's adorable.
And what's so fun is you can really see the definition of those decorative stitches around because it's that thicker floss.
Okay, do you have to be a hardcore seamstress to learn how to use this?
No, you don't. That's what's fabulous about it is it's a really easy machine to use.
Okay.
You've got your dial right here that you turn just to get your different stitches. It's got everything. You thread it the way you thread a regular sewing machine, but it's also got this alignment guide, which is not on any other machine out there. So if you're using paper, you can run it up right against there and get a nice straight stitch.
So you know you're going to stay even. Stephen, will you show us how this works?
Okay, so what's hot right now is traveler's notebooks for paper crafters, and that's a great way to memory keep, you know, and journal.
Yeah, our friend Megan Hepner was on the show just 2 weeks ago showing us that very idea.
We love Megan. Megan's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just turn the power on. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, so I've already stitched this traveler's notebook. I don't know if you can see right up the seam there with some floss.
Yeah.
So it's really sturdy. That's a nice sturdy binding.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a decorative stitch across the front.
Cute.
To add a little more texture and definition.
Okay.
So I've got my foot pedal. I am honestly not a really good seamstress. I sew on paper all the time.
So yes, I guess
so I can do
now
this.
you do.
I can do this.
Yeah.
You can totally do this.
I want to know if they're teaching this paper sew technique in home ec in 7th grade. That was where my sewing education began and end, actually. Started and finished.
Me too.
Look at you go, Aly.
So we're just going to go straight through, across.
Takes a brave soul to do a live demonstration like this on TV, I'm just saying.
Okay.
And you did it well. That's so cute with a zigzag pattern.
Isn't that cute? And then you can just pull this out, and you're going to release the tension. There's a tension release button. And then you can either use, there's a cutter right there, or you can just use your scissors.
Okay, let me see. This is adorable. This is so cute. Look at that. Look how you've just done the zigzag pattern right across. It's that finishing flare that this needed, and that's a thicker twine. That definitely is holding.
So that adds just a real nice texture, dimension to your project, a little definition.
Oh, I love it. So, what kind of investment are we looking at on this?
Okay, so this retails for $149, which if you go buy a basic Brother sewing machine, you know, that doesn't do all the paper craft things that this does, that's the same price. So you're getting everything a regular sewing machine does with the enhancements for the paper crafting for the same price.
And I feel like once you know, your mind will start spinning, no pun intended, but we just touched on the project possibilities here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Really fun. Aly, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
More project ideas on your website for us?
Yes, on my website, and there's some YouTube videos, demonstrations and reviews on how to use the machine, so a lot of helpful stuff there.
And called the?
Stitch Happy.
Stitch Happy. I knew Happy was in there somewhere. This has been happy to learn about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.